Hello everyone, welcome to Winged Paper Crafting. My name is Angel Fitch. If you're new around here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I'm so glad you've stopped by my YouTube channel. Today we're going to delve into our 6th and 7th, I think, alternative cards for the April 2025 Paper Pumpkin Kit named Inked Occasions. There's some very pretty cards in here and some really neat things to work with. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first one we're going to do is this one. And full disclosure, this is the second time I've filmed this video today because the first time I forgot to hit record. It's just been one of those days. So I deconstructed the cards as best I could so we could put them back together again the second time around. So, not so much on this one, but on the other one we're going to do, you'll see where I have to kind of cover something up that I took apart. So, let's start with, I've got a card base here that's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. It's going to give it a good burnish so it lays flat. Got the inside piece that's 4 by 5 1/4, and we're going to stamp on that here in a minute. So I'm going to use this like this, so a tent fold card. And this is a piece that came in the Paper Pumpkin Kit. It's a very intricate die cut here of a group of flowers. And so we're just going to put this down here at the bottom of our card, just right along there. So I'm going to get some fine tip glue to do this with. And just use little dots around here. It doesn't take a lot, and this glue goes, a little bit goes a long way. So we'll just do some random leaves here. I'll be sure and get good around the bottom so we can get it to stick to the card. We'll do some of the other bigger elements here. So let's just try this and see if this works. So I'm going to lay this out so I can see the bottom edge here. And we'll get this put right along here so that it's even on both ends. And then we'll just kind of press down. This glue doesn't get tacky right away, not like the Tombow glue does. You kind of got to give it a second to adhere to the paper. Put a dot on this and get this to stick down. There we go. It looks pretty good. So then I've got a piece of gorgeous grape that I cut at 1/2 inch by let's see, it would be the width of the card, so I'm blanking at the moment. 5.5, boy. So here it is, and I've already put some adhesive on the back of it. I'm just going to put that along the bottom here, which I know covers up that bottom pink. Oh, I guess this isn't quite long enough. Hang on a second. Let's get a piece that we need to cut the right length. I've got another piece of gorgeous grape. So let's cut 1/2 inch here, and then we'll cut this at 5.5. I think I cut it a little too short. Let's see, I'm actually going to go to 6, and I'll tell you why in a second. So this other edge looks a little frayed, so I just want to cut it off. So we're going to go to 5.5. There we go. Okay, so now we've got our piece that goes along the bottom. It looks like I might need to change the blade on my trimmer. I've been doing a lot of cutting of glitter paper, and that always kind of does the blades in. In the meantime, I'll just snip off these little edges. Okay, so we're going to put this at the bottom. So I'm going to use some seal along the bottom of this. And I know we're covering up the pink that's already down there, but this kind of changes the whole complexity of the card. If we put this down here, it just seems to have a whole different tone to it. So I like that. So we got that. Then I've got this Celebrate. We're going to put down. This came from the set of dies called Wanted to Say. And it's got these dies in here that you've got Happy Birthday, you've got Feel Better Soon, Celebrate, and they've got this piece. So this is the one I used for Celebrate, which actually cuts the word, and then there's a piece that cuts a backing that goes in back of it. And so I originally cut a back for this, but when I put the when I tried to layer it up, it looked kind of clunky. Here, I'll show you what I mean. So here was the back that I cut. And see how, I mean, it's cute, don't get me wrong, but it just kind of made it look chunky. And I was trying to mimic this fine cut out of this laser cut flower set. So I thought, we'll just leave the backing off and we'll just do it like this, because I think it suits the card better. So, let me get some glue on this. Let's see, I'm going to use my tweezers. And we'll get this, kind of hold it in the middle. Okay, so I always try to make sure I'm holding it the right way, so when it comes time to turn it over and put it down, I'm not fumbling with it too much. So we'll get some little glue dots on this. Maybe. Hang on a second. Let me put the lid back on this and clean out the tip of our glue bottle. Okay. If you let it set for even the littlest amount of time, it starts to dry at the top. There we go. Okay, so we'll get some glue dots on here. I like this fine tip glue just for things like this, but it is kind of annoying that it dries in the tube so quickly. Okay, so I'm going to get this. I'm just going to put it down right about there. See if we can get it straight. Okay. There we go. Okay. All right, it looks good. There we go. All right. Now, on the inside, we're going to do our, here, I'm going to stamp in Gorgeous Grape. I'm going to stamp the Happy Birthday here. This Happy Birthday came from this Charming Day stamp set. And this is a brand new stamp set, so you're kind of getting a sneak peek here. This doesn't come out until next week. So the first week of July, I think. And it's got a couple of, you know, happy birthday, thanks for being you. We're going to use this one on our second card today. And this nice rose here with some other little roses and some leaves. This is a really cool set. This comes in a suite. And it also is going to coordinate with the June paper pumpkin kit. So we're probably going to be using this one a lot coming up. So I'm going to stamp this Happy Birthday. Just going to stamp, I can talk, tap lightly. And we're going to get this down here. And this, of course, is the red rubber. So we have to be careful not to get that on there. So straight down, straight back up. That looks good. Okay. The red rubber and I don't always get along. So that looks pretty good. So now we're going to put this on the inside of our card. And we'll get this, and then I see something else we need to do here. So let's put this down. So see how this is just a little bit too big on the edges. If that happens, you can just take your snips, and we'll just snip this off here so that it's even on both sides. Just get this little piece off of this other side. I still think, there we go. That's from my blade on my trimmer not being as sharp as it should be. Okay, so there's our first card. Nice, Celebrate, Happy Birthday, very cute. Now, we are going to put some, I'm going to give this another little burnish here, just so it lays a little flat. There we go. Bling for the outside. I have somewhere some, oh, here they are, brushed brass butterflies that we're going to use. And I'm just going to take one of these big ones, put there. And then we'll move on and do some little ones. Let's see, over here maybe. And one more we'll put down here. Okay, there we go. And we've got our Celebrate card. Okay, let's move on to our second one. Let me go ahead and put the lid back on my glue here. Okay, so our second card now, we're going to take a piece of Blackberry Bliss, and it's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Inside piece, 5 by 4 1/4. We're going to stamp on that in a minute. So here's where I deconstructed the one I did earlier. So I have a piece of the card base that was here that I cut diagonally. And it goes here in the corner. We're going to put this down here in the corner. This flower and this set of leaves I cut from the Hugs of Bloom dies that we've seen here before. So we've got this flower and this leaf. And I also cut Hugs out in gold. So I'm going to put this corner, so I couldn't get this flower and this set of leaves off, but I did get the other one off when I deconstructed it a minute ago. So I'm just going to put some fresh seal on here. And I'm going to get this back on here, right up here against the fold of the card. And make sure that we're straight at the bottom. Okay, now I'm just going to get the very edges here so those edges don't come flying up on us. There we go. Okay, so now I put the flower here and I put this one set of gold leaves, and I have another set of gold leaves that we're going to put down here. And you can see here, I ripped this card base getting the first set of flowers off, but it's okay because we're going to cover it right back up with this set. So let's get some liquid glue for both of these. So little dots. And we'll get this put down so I can put this back where I had the first one. Okay, so I'm going to hold this for just a second until it gets tacky, so it sticks to the card and not my fingers. There we go. Okay, and see, now you can never tell that I deconstructed it. So we got our hugs. We're going to glue this up, put some glue on here, and we'll get this on the top of our card there. I'm just going to kind of go, let's see, we'll get it right here. There we go. Okay, perfect. All right. Now, for the inside, I'm going to do another stamp out of the Charming Day set, the one that says "Thanks for Being You." So I've got that on a block, and we're going to put this in Blackberry Bliss ink. So we'll stamp this one. Just make sure we're not getting on the rubber on the outside if we can help it. So we're going to go straight down, straight back up. Thanks for being you. Okay, perfect. Okay, so we'll get this inside of our card. Uh-oh, look what I did. I did it wrong. Oh my goodness. Wrong orientation. All right, well, we're going to use that on a different card. It has just not been my day, guys. Just not at all. Okay, let's just cut another piece for the inside. So we'll do 4 inches by 5 1/4, and we'll stamp it again. It's fine. No mistakes when you're doing paper crafting, just, you know, reasons to embellish some more. Okay, so let me just stamp this again. You were probably all screaming at me, weren't you? Other way, other way. Oh my goodness. All right, it's fine. It's all good. See? Fixed. Okay. Now we'll get it on the inside of the card. And the first one wasn't really a mistake. It just makes me have to make another card, which is just great. So it's just an opportunity. Okay, so we'll get this down. Looks good. All right, so we've got our hugs, and we've got our, give this another burnish. There we go. And our celebrate. Very cute, very easy. Kind of, this one's, you know, kind of delicate, and this one's very blingy. So that's a good thing. Oh, let's put some embellishments on this last one here. I forgot. So I've got these druzy gems that are just add some more bling to this. So let's just put a couple of these on here, and then this one will be done. We'll put one here and one down here. There we go. Now it's complete. Okay, so this was our 6th and 7th alternative, and stay tuned. We're gonna have probably about 6 more cards, so 3 more videos. We're doubling up so I can try to get caught up, because May and June's kits are sitting here staring at me, waiting for me to dig into them. So that's all I have for today. If you don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification button so you get notified when I upload a video. And, you know, leave me a comment below and let me know which card was your favorite here, the celebrate or the hugs. And I look forward to talking to you guys, and I will catch you in the next one. Have a crafty day.